Hello, hello! Today we're going to discover our 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander in SEL trim in plug-in hybrid version. And I can say that I do really like this car, but also there are a few things that I don't really like. So let's start with our fob, so we can lock and unlock our car. We can, of course, open our trunk and our signals. So this car coming in blue, this wonderful blue color with white interior. I always wanted to see or to have the blue color, maybe gold color with the blue interior, and I really like the quality of the interior. We're gonna discuss it later. So we have 20 inches, beautiful wheels. Look at the design, it looks so good. I really like it. I wouldn't say that it's a long car. This coming with the 7 seats, but I call it fake for row because you can't really sit there. It's very uncomfortable. I'll show you later on in this video, but I tried to sit there when we were with our friends just to test it how it's gonna be if you have 7 people, and it's almost terrible. So you can have there maybe kids or teenagers up to 12 or 14 years there if they're not 6.6 foot tall. Let's go over our exterior. So we can start actually with the rear side of this car. Look at the lights. They look so good actually. I really like how they did the turning lights here. This portion turns yellow and it looks so good. So we have the 20 inches wheels. We have EV logo on the driver's side, and we have these beautiful, very narrow headlights, and they look so good. Actually, it's turned on right now, but you can't really see it. Unfortunately, I apologize for that. So we have our daily lights. We have our turning light right here, and we have our high beam. The only thing I don't really like, and maybe it's my personal only opinion, I think it's too much chrome for the front. Because if you look at this car, so you have this dark blue color, and you have this black front panel here, and there is huge chromic lines all over here. And I think if they would be black, it would look much better, but that's just my personal opinion. So we go here, and again we have the plug-in hybrid EV logo on the passenger side, and we're getting back to the rear side of the car. So let's open up a car. I put some mats here so not to get it dirty. We're gonna start up a car pushing this button here. So this car has 7 different modes. Let's start with power mode. We have eco mode, normal mode, tarmac, gravel, snow, and mud. I usually drive on normal on the highway and on the eco in town. That's the best way to save the battery in this car. So now we can see that we have 16 kilometers of battery left in this car. So pushing this button here, EV, I can switch from normal to EV mode, and we can see how this little light signs turns on. So now we know that we are fully on electric. Then I can switch to save mode. This is a really cool mode because basically if I drive to my friend's place who lives 200 kilometers away and I want to save my battery for driving in town, I can switch this mode to save mode. I can drive on normal when I'm using my gas and also battery, but it's still saving my battery range. So when I arrive to my friend's town, I drive fully electric. Let's switch to charge mode. This is the mode you can see right away. Car switches, so your engine is gonna charge your car. It's a very slow process. That's what I can say to you right now. So I almost never use it, I can say. I really like the interior of this car. First, let's start with the steering wheel. It's a perfect size. It's very comfortable to grab this steering wheel. Here we have fully digital screen. You can change the meter view pushing this button here to second option and option number 1. This is the more sporty style, and I actually do like this version. So here you can see, you can track your use of EV, of your battery. If it goes green, and it means that you charge your car. Here the speedometer, your battery range, your cruise control speed, right there. So I really like this display. It has many functions. So if you connect your wireless CarPlay or Android Auto, so here you can have your so it's your car. It's gonna tell you the street you're driving on, your music you're listening to right now. It has your information about your driving, so you can see that the average driving for 2,800 kilometers was 53 kilometers per hour, and the average fuel efficiency is only 4 liters. That's cool, and it's pretty good use of battery, 22.2 kilowatt per 100 kilometers. So we have tire pressure, navigation, only music, multimedia, cruise control, and our settings. So that's basically what you have. You can control your music and your main digital screen. Here you can set up your cruise control, you can sensitivity of the screens, of the sensors, sorry, you can change your speed of the cruise control and answer phones, and you hang up with this button. And you have this function for Siri if you have Android Auto, or OK Google if you, oh sorry, if you use CarPlay, you can have your Siri, and if you use Android, you can have your Google Assistant. So here we have control over front and rear seats. So it has 3 modes for heating seats, 1 mode for steering wheel. You can control from here your back seats. It has right here 23 degrees, 24 degrees. Of course, you can see second the passenger seat. What I like else is the function of memorizing the passenger seat. So if your wife or kids like to drive in front, you can set up it for them, number 1 and number 2, and it's gonna be very comfortable for them. The same thing you have here for yourself. You can control all windows. Also, I really like this huge panoramic roof right here, so all your passengers can really enjoy this view. We jumped in the back seats of this car. We can see that there is a lot of space, and you also can adjust your seats here. It's of course working for the first row, but if you go all the way down, you can adjust your angle. It's very comfortable. I am 6.1 foot tall, so I feel myself very good here, and I have lots of space here for my head. And I have this beautiful panoramic view. It opens almost all the way down to the first row, so that's really cool. Of course, and I have lots of room for my legs. If I'm maybe 6.5 foot tall, then I can ask the front driver or the front passenger to just a little bit move their seats, and I will feel myself very good. But I said before that the third row of this car is a fake row. I'll show you right now. Think here. Basically. Okay. So I'm trying to get into the third row. Okay. First, it seems like there is lots of room, but it's not true. So now I got into the third row, and you can see that if I'm sitting here, it's not really comfortable. My head hitting the top. So you either gonna drive like this, or you have to sit like this. So I don't think that's gonna work. So as I mentioned before, this car, basically the third row, is designed for people who may be 5.5, 5.1 foot tall. Then that's gonna work. Okay, let's get out of here. And of course, if you have lots of stuff, this car gives you hands-free, almost working in 99%. Okay, 98% of the time. Yeah. Oh, okay, I was right there. That's why it didn't open. So this car has pretty much decent space for the trunk. I wouldn't say it's too much if you compare to other mid-size SUVs, but this one, it's pretty much enough. So to unfold our third row, we have to first remove the trunk cover right here. So we keep it here. So it gives you all signs how to do that. First, you have to pull it up, sorry. Then we're gonna pull the second strip, and then we can unfold our hats for this car. So when you unfold the third row, so first, what can you do with this if you unfold your third row? So let's fold it back. Do this. So this one has 2 additional places where you can put your trunk cover, and that's really cool because sometimes you don't expect to be 7 people for this car, and if you usually use this trunk cover, it might be a headache where I can put it because you can't put it here. It's not enough room for that. So look at this. Looks nice, right? So of course we have this outlet for 1500 watt, and this is the same way you can also can fold back your seats. Just you can follow the signs on the strips here, or you can just pull this trigger here, pull this, and they're gonna fold back. What I really like about the trunk door, look at how high it opens. So if I want to grab something from the trunk, I don't need to bend over here because look at the height. I'm not even touching with my head the trunk door. So that's really, really comfortable. I personally drive Toyota RAV4 2018, and it opens pretty high, but I still need to bend over if I want to grab something. So I kind of do like this, right? So here it's perfect height. So we have handle right here to close the door manually, or we can push these 2 buttons. The first button, I'm gonna just close your trunk door, but if you push second button with the lock on it, it's gonna close the trunk door, and then it's gonna lock the car. So now you can just walk away. Now we're gonna take this car for a drive, and we're gonna see and talk about the driving experience of this car. Let's talk a little bit about driving experience. I can say that I really like the interior of this car. Look at the seats. They're very comfortable. This supports on the sides, the height of the storage for the arm on both sides. So if you drive with your left hand and you put your arm here on the right side, it's very comfortable. You relax. And if you switch your hands, if you drive with your right hand, it's very comfortable to keep your arm right here on the door handle. This car has many interesting features. It's hard to explain or show them all. you just enjoy them when you drive. So for instance, function of one pedal driving, like electric cars have, Tesla for example, it's a weird way of driving. It's a very weird experience for the first time, because your car stops right away when you took off your foot from the gas pedal. But I did try to get used to this driving, and this is the only way I drive right now, because I almost never hit the brakes. And if I drive in town, it's very, very relaxing. So while our foot gets tired, right? Because we have all the time when we drive in town, we have these traffic jams, our foot gets tired of switching the pedals from brakes to gas. So here, when you push the gas and you take your foot off, the car starts stopping quickly, way faster than if you would just take off your foot from the regular way of driving the car. So this function is very weird, but you have to get used to it. But when you get used to it, you don't want to drive again on the full way or the way we used to drive it before. When you drive on normal mode, when you use both engine and also battery, it's a pretty silent car, and that's what I really like about this. But if you drive only on electric, on battery, then it's even more silent. Sometimes you don't even know that your car is running or not. If you're thinking to buy electric car, plug-in hybrid or hybrid, you should really think about buying plug-in hybrid. Of course, it depends on the region. I live in Edmonton, Alberta, and we have pretty severe winters here, and fully electric cars might be a little bit difficult. You might have some problems with that. Some people don't. Some people get used to have a full electric vehicle and they can handle the winter. Of course, there are so many cool features on fully electric cars. Even in winter, you don't need to run your car 5-10 minutes before driving it. It's almost always warm, so it's warm inside. The batteries are warm, so you just get in and drive. That's very cool. This car, you can have if you buy it from the dealership, right? The brand new car, you get 2 years subscription. It's free for 2 years, so you can have remote control from your phone. You can start your car, you can charge your car, you can stop the charging of the car, you can turn on and turn off the fans, and that's really cool. I tried to use it in winter, and when you have -25 outside, it's very, very comfortable. So now let's try to answer the most important question. Should you buy plug-in hybrid car? Should you buy Mitsubishi Outlander? I'm not going to answer that question, but I'll bring up some facts that you can consider to do that or not. So let's talk about two kind of people. No, actually third type of people. Number one is the person who lives in town, commutes to work 10-15 kilometers, and that's basically all he's driving per day. Then he can consider buying this car, because then you drive only on battery, and if you fill your tank, you can forget about your gas. You almost never gonna use that. But if you still want to drive somewhere out of town, another town, a couple hundred kilometers, maybe it's a 5,000 kilometers trip, then you have very good fuel efficiency. So the second person is the person who works from home, doesn't commute to work, but usually drives on a highway. This type of person still can consider buying this car, because well, if you drive on the highway, the Mitsubishi 2024 Outlander plug-in hybrid version, so the battery switches to gas engine after 120 kilometers per hour. So if you drive 110, 100 kilometers per hour, the car needs more power, so you use more of your battery. So your range is gonna be about 35, I would say maximum 40 kilometers on full battery. So of course after that, if you drive on highway or in town, you're gonna have 4 liters per 100 kilometers. That's still very good. And the third person is the person who drives a lot because of work needs. So you drive about 50 kilometers, 100 kilometers, maybe 200 kilometers per day visiting different job sites. You still can consider buying this car for a few reasons. First, well, you have battery, right? And if you have combined driving on highway and in town, you will have your battery for about 40 kilometers. But after that, you will have very efficient, fuel efficient car on 4.5 liters per 100 kilometers. And of course, if you look at the gas prices right now, all over Canada or States, you should consider buying a plug-in hybrid vehicle. Now there's a question: should you buy Mitsubishi Outlander? Should you buy Toyota Prime, RAV4 Prime, or should you buy Hyundai Tucson? Well, at this point, you choose what you like. I drove Hyundai Tucson plug-in hybrid. I drove this car, and I drove Toyota Prime. So each car has cons and don'ts, and if I would choose what car to drive, first to consider would be Mitsubishi Outlander. Second to consider would be Toyota RAV4 Prime, and the third to consider is going to be the Toyota Hyundai Tucson. All these cars are good. All these cars have very good functions and cool features. You just decide what you want when you drive all these three cars. Buying such an expensive car, it's an important decision. You can't just come and buy the first car you see. So go to Toyota, go to Hyundai, go to Mitsubishi. Ask for extended driving test for a couple hours, for maybe 1 day, maybe 2 days. Then you can really see what fits your needs. So I can say that I do like this car. I like the exterior, very modern design. I like the interior, very comfortable driving, and me as a driver, I feel very comfortable. My passenger feel very comfortable. I have high battery range. I have very good fuel efficiency if I drive on gas. So I am very happy. I'm pretty much happy with this car.